Today we are learning the step-by-step basics of ballet. Let's get into it. So to start, we need to learn the foot and arm positions, and then we can move on to more complicated things like arabesques and heads, which we won't be doing today. First position. In order to do any of the ballet positions, you need a significant amount of turnout. Exercises at the end will be shown. Start in a parallel six position and turn out your whole leg, one side, then the other. Make sure that you are not turning out from your knee, but from your hip. So your knees should not be facing front and just like that. Your knees should not be facing front. They should be facing side, like so. So we want them to be like this, not like this. Like this. And just really hold the turnout. Think of your legs are spiraling. Second position. To do a second, you just need to make some space between your foot and legs. So just make a bit of space. So about a little less than a foot, maybe 8 inches. And so then you could do plies here. But again, making sure that you're turning out from your hip and not from your knee. Third position. Third position is not often used in ballet. In fact, it's not really used at all. But I'll still show you. So for third position, you're just going to cross your heels and you're going to have your toes out. And really for all the positions, you want to make sure you're turning out from your hip. I'm just going to keep saying it so you really get it. Fourth, mainly used in turns, is also used in plie combinations at the bar. So you're just going to open your legs like so. And make sure you're turning out from your hip, not from your knee. Fifth position is a closed fourth, a lot like how first is a closed second. So I'm going to demonstrate this. So you're just going to close, and you want your heel to be touching your toe as much as possible, but in the beginning, you're just going to want to be like this so that you don't hurt yourself. But like I go like that more because I'm more advanced. Now we will learn basic arm positions. To do a first position, start with your hands on your hips. Then bring each arm in front, like so. You want them to be curved naturally and gracefully. But before we get into that, I almost forgot. We need to learn ballet fingers. So let's get into that super quick, and then we'll show the arms. Okay, so to do ballet fingers, you're going to put your thumb to your middle finger, slide down, and just let go a little bit. Make sure it's graceful. Don't go like this. Make sure it's graceful. But usually beginners start with just touching so that it's easier and you don't mess it up. A lot of beginners, if they start here, they go here, and then that just looks bad. You want it to be here and have it graceful. Now we're going to be learning the positions of the arms. I know I stopped you earlier because I forgot that we need to learn the positions of the hand because that's the most important. All teachers are going to be looking for that when you first start. So go on to your knees and I'll show you the positions. You can also do this standing. So from first, you're just going to bring it from your belly button up and just to bring it a little bit up. It should be going out from your sternum. Now for second, you're just going to open your arms and make sure your elbows aren't dropping like this. Make sure your elbows are lifted, but your shoulders are down. This is the hardest position to hold, and I know it's my least favorite. Even though this isn't all the positions, you want to definitely make sure that you can hold it properly. So allongé is not really a position, it's just a position here, and then you bring it down to en bas. This is en bas, and this is where you usually start. Sometimes you start with one hand on the bar, but sometimes you'll start here. Sometimes you'll go like this and bring your arms to the bar. But I usually start with one hand on the bar and one hand down, and then I do my preparation. Preparation is almost always this or this. 7, 8. It's either 5, 6, 7, 8, or 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now moving on to third, fourth, and fifth. Be back in a sec. Fourth and fifth position. To do fifth, you're going to sit or stand, and you're going to bring your arms to it first, and bring your arms up. Fourth is essentially one arm in fifth and one arm in first. And third, one arm in fifth and one arm in second. Or sometimes it's one arm in first and one arm in second. It sort of depends on how you learn it. There's different versions, but make sure that you ask your teacher for different variations. So we'll do those all again, and I'll explain them a bit more slowly. So fifth is arms overhead. Make sure it's not over your head, but rather in front of your forehead. So if you look up with your eyes, you'd be like framing your face and you could see it. Fourth is essentially one arm in first and one arm in fifth. And then you can also switch that, but you don't usually use fourth or third much in ballet for the arms. Third is just one arm in second and one arm in fifth, or sometimes in different versions it can be in first as well. So here or here. And those are the positions of the arms. Thank you everyone so much for learning the basics of ballet with me. So if you want to see more videos, make sure to subscribe. If you want to learn ballet, I recommend finding some good training. There are plenty of trainings everywhere. Bye!